Microsoft Excel, Blue Box 19. You'll notice that we have additional types of calculations that we'd want to be able to do underneath the total. We have average and number of sales. The beauty of that is if we have this row already selected, then we do not want to use that in our calculation for average. So we want to just simply highlight the column information, or in this case, the series of column information, where we would utilize those numbers for the average. We do not include the total row in there. And then where we have the auto sum function next to it is a down arrow. It leads us to some other types of calculations we could do. One is the average. Again, please note, row 29 is not a part of my selection. When I hit average, Excel recognizes that there's already content in row 29 and puts the answers in row 30. Be very careful. I want to repeat the exact same steps for the count the number of sales. But when I did this, Excel automatically extended to the to include the total. I do not want the total, so I'll go back and highlight again everything that is just the raw numbers, if you would, that does not include the total. I can go back to the editing, go back to next to the auto sum, and this time we're going to count the numbers. Again, when we do that, it adds the numbers. You can always go back and look to see what it typed in there, and you'll notice that for each one of these, whether it was the sum, the average, or the number of sales, I included in parentheses B6 colon B28 for the values that corresponded with the cells in column B. Okay, so if by some chance you inadvertently, for example, here you've got the number 5 because you included this total, you can always go back to the editing and make sure that you change the what yours would look like if you messed up. It would say B6 colon B29. Just make sure it says B6 colon B28. And if you somehow messed it up, once you get it correct for these 3 cells, then we can use that autofill handle to drag across. So if you make a mistake, no big deal. Just make sure it says sum B6 to B28. Again, it's B6 colon B28 equals average in parentheses B6 colon B28 equals count in parentheses B6 colon B28. And if you had any sort of problems, once you make those 3 fixes, use the highlight, drag across, use the auto fill handle, and you'll be just fine.